Hello everyone and welcome to our presentation. The topic of today is on onboarding, initial step after joining a company. My name is Paul Arsov and I'm the founder of the Decentralized Web project, but I'm going to talk about the Decentralized Web project and other projects in the end of this presentation. Right, let's come back right to the beginning of and mention the topic again on onboarding. The topic touches on the psychology, it touches also on management and business. And let's imagine for a while that you are an engineering manager and you can feel like entering uncharted territory with onboarding of employees. The landscape has changed and now you're responsible for navigating and determining your course of action. To be a successful explorer, you cannot wait for the path to be laid out in front of you. You actually need to do research, consult maps, and chart your course. As an engineering manager, you must adopt this same mindset. One of the first steps is scheduling a meeting with your manager. And this isn't just a formality either, it is an opportunity. Approach this meeting as if you were that explorer setting out on a new expedition. Rather than sitting back and waiting for directives, take the initiative to ask the right questions and map your own route. Do this regardless of the onboarding process. Don't let onboarding determine your results. Onboarding can vary significantly from company to company. For example, in larger companies, you may have clear guidelines, structured orientation, handbooks, and role structures. Onboarding is more informal in smaller companies. Your manager may give you a brief introduction and some basic information, for instance, who you report to, and also this can vary wildly. In a startup, you may report to a VP of engineering, the CTO, or even directly to the CEO. But regardless of the hierarchy or onboarding process, the important part is figuring out as much as possible on your own, rather than relying on others or a company's process. You have to find out what your manager expects of you. Ensuring you and your manager are on the same page is essential for your success as an employee or as an engineering manager. After all, two people can work together but still move in completely opposite directions. Your day-to-day responsibilities may include ensuring the engineering process runs like a well-oiled machine, but it is having an awareness of the broader goals and expectations that will define your success. Remember that your supervisor goals are actually your goals as well. They report to someone higher up, just like you do, and they also have specific expectations and objectives to meet. Making these efforts also shows you. You have their best interest in mind, which goes a long way towards career advancement. Plus, this inner drive to seek understanding and the will to do it helps you navigate your new responsibilities and demonstrates your commitment. Your manager will respect this attitude. So, when you meet to discuss your role, you have to know exactly what you want to discuss and why. First and foremost, ask questions. You want to find out how your manager defines your role, how they want you to focus in your day-to-day work, and thinks what percentages of your time should go there. Also, remember to take notes and follow up afterward with communication detailing the key points of your discussion. This ensures you heard everything correctly. Otherwise, there are the topics to discuss with them. So, what problems your manager needs help solving? You were likely hired to address particular problems, so knowing what those are essential. For instance, perhaps there is some existing process that already works, but you need to improve or streamline certain parts. Or maybe you have been hired to a smaller new company. In this case, there may be no process at all, and you need to design, build, and maintain one. Uh, there may be other areas that they want you to focus on as well, such as delivery times. Is there a need to improve how quickly features are delivered? Or conflicts? Are there any team dynamics requiring attention or technical depth? How can you help manage or reduce existing debt while maintaining delivery of new items? To help get an idea of where you should focus most, you also want to ask what are the top three priorities that you see for my role. To work well together, you need to know and when your manager likes to receive updates. So you have to discuss meeting frequency, how often they want to meet for progress discussion. Maybe it is weekly or bi-weekly. You need to be clear on this. Or about reporting. Find out what specific updates they expect and how often they want them. Do they want weekly status reports on how the team is doing and the problems you are facing, or perhaps a short daily status update on specific items? You have to discuss preferred channels. Discuss their preferred method of communication. Do they want to use an email, messengers, or actual meetings in person? So then we have to discuss metrics. This is one of the most important topics to cover. You need to understand the performance metrics and key performance indicators relevant to your role. For example, the metrics may include feature delivery velocity, how many features can you your engineering team deliver within a sprint or a quarter. So what are the bug rates? Addressing outliers with unusual amount of bugs, track and fix them. Decomposition, how many features take longer than one sprint to complete. So what are the estimates? Are your and your internal estimates accurate? Deadlines. What are your meeting deadlines themselves? You want to leave this meeting with zero ambiguity. If you still have uncertainties, don't hesitate to schedule a follow-up. Although this is dependent on the company you work for, in general, you want to clarify expectations around some of these key areas, such as project and delivery. Understand expectations regarding timelines and project oversight. Um, about team development and hiring, what is your role in mentoring team members and participating in recruitment? Decision-making authorities. Determine the scope of your decision-making process. What can you decide on your own, and what should you be taking to your supervisor? Um, like you have to also discuss cross-team collaboration. Are you engaged with other teams and departments? What is expected in terms of communication and cooperation? Planning and road mapping. Depending on the size of your company, you want to discuss how involved you will be in setting long-term goals and roadmap for the team. Technical leadership and architecture, understanding your responsibility regarding technical direction and architectural decisions. Company-specific processes or a benchmark. You need to find out any existing ones you will need to adhere to. Making it a point to ask directly, are there any responsibilities you like me to take on that we haven't already discussed? A straightforward question like this will highlight anything that may have been overlooked. So then ask who you should meet with next. Maybe there is a certain manager, team, or key people you need to talk to after meeting with your supervisor. For example, perhaps designers have an issue with the front-end engineers you should oversee. So you need to talk to the design manager and understand the kind of problems they have so you can help with addressing them. From this initial meeting, it is then a matter of meeting other managers, diving into documentation, learning the code, becoming familiar with ongoing projects, and etc. Then you will have even more questions. But as you talk to more people and ask the right ones, you will be gradually piece everything together, and you will know what your new responsibilities are and the challenges you face and the direction you need to take. And then you will be well on your way to making the impact you want as an engineering manager. The short version is take the initiative and start the conversation. Know that first and foremost, the main expectation is that you're a manager now, so you have to manage yourself. This means that waiting for someone else to tell you what to do. This also means taking the follow-up steps when you enter the role. The first one is don't let onboarding determine your results. No matter what process a company has, it still is your responsibility to take initiative and learn the necessary information. You need to schedule meetings with your manager as soon as possible. There is no better way to learn their expectations from you, your team, and so on. You have to align with your manager. Their goals are your goals, and showing them your drive and care does a long way to building a positive relationship with them. You have to discuss key topics in the meeting, learn the problems they need help with, communication methods they prefer, essential metrics, and ensure you're clear on everything. And then you should ask who you should meet with next. You may need to talk with another manager, team, or an individual to continue learning necessary information or begin helping with various issues. Also, keep in mind that understanding your manager's expectations isn't just one-time decisions. It is an ongoing process. Regular check-ins will help ensure you remain on the same page. Above all, exercise your agency in navigating this transition. Remember, the work starts with you. Don't wait for someone to tell you what is expected of you. Be proactive, ask questions, and figure out what you need for yourself. And with this said, I'm ending this educational presentation. I'm coming back to the beginning of this presentation when I told you that my name is Paul Arsov. I'm the founder of the Decentralized Web project. We are working on several different projects. First, I like to mention the Decentralized Web project, and the website and the URL of this project is decentralizedweb.org. Decentralized and web, these are two words and they're typed all together. Decentralized web. Then there is dot and it ends with org. With the Decentralized Web project, we're building a decentralized communication and advertising platform, and the idea of decentralization for this project is not based on blockchain technology, because we realized early on that blockchain technology has fundamental flaws and cannot be a driver of decentralization. In our own thinking of decentralization, the decentralization is about direct communication from user to user without going to a third party, namely a server or storage space or anything which stands in between the two users who are communicating. We plan to monetize this project through advertising, and we have our own blockchain instance which runs Ethereum software. And with this said, I'm ending talking about this first project that we work on. I like to mention second project that we work on, and this project which we created um, number of non-fungible tokens, and we have a marketplace, our own marketplace, which sells these non-fungible tokens. And what is interesting, special and unique about these NFTs and the marketplace is that they're based on three-dimensional objects. With three-dimensional objects, um, like there has to be a special software which can read the file of the 3D object to and display this file on a computer screen. It then can perform some steps, additional steps like moving the 3D object, zooming in, zooming out, rotating it, and etc. With in addition to the basic features of like loading and displaying of the 3D object, we have built our own 3D software engine which has multiple additional capabilities. The first additional capability is the capability of speaking. The 3D NFTs can speak in one of three different voices. The 3D NFTs can speak either in a male voice, in a female voice, or in a whisper kind of a voice. In addition to the three basic voices, there are three different flavors of voices. A voice can be spoken either in a normal speed, or in a fast speed, or in a slow speed manner. The next additional capability is the capability of voice recognition. The 3D NFTs can recognize voice commands, and for example, if you have a 3D NFT moving around the computer screen, you can tell the 3D NFT to your very first voice command to stop moving, and then the 3D NFT which have been moving did actually stop and stand still. Then you can command the 3D NFT to move left, move right, move up, move down, zoom in, zoom out, rotate. The next additionally important capability for our 3D NFTs is the capability of them having a basic artificial intelligence. You can ask the 3D NFT, who are you? And the 3D NFT is going to reply with in who they are. You can ask the 3D NFT to describe something. For example, describe Web3, or describe decentralization, or describe Russia. And then the 3D NFT is going to describe in few sentences about Web3 or decentralization or Russia. The last additional but not least important capability is the capability of like displaying the 3D NFTs in a way of stereoscopics. What stereoscopics means is that part of the 3D NFT is going to be displayed in red or reddish colors, and another part of the 3D NFT is going to be displayed in blue or bluish colors. Then you can order some special glasses from the website of the 3D NFT project, website and marketplace. And now is the time to tell you the name and the URL of this website. It is 3dnft.decentralizedweb.org. 3D NFT is typed in a way of the number 3 followed by the letter D followed by 3 other letters NFT. And then there is dot, then there are two words, decentralized and web, and they're typed all together. Then there is dot and it ends with org. Once again, 3dnft.decentralizedweb.org. On the top of every page, you can see a number of links. One of these links is a link to accessories. You can click on this link, and then you're going to see that we are offering some special glasses. You can order one pair of these glasses, and when you receive these glasses, you can see that one lens of these glasses is red and the other lens of these glasses is cyan or bluish. When you put these glasses on, when you request a displaying of the 3D NFT in a way of stereoscopics, you're going to see the 3D NFT is coming out of the flat two-dimensional computer screen, and you're going to see it in real 3 dimensions. With this set, I like to mention something about our 3D NFT marketplace. In our marketplace, we have our own blockchain instance. This blockchain instance runs Ethereum software, and this is the same software which runs on Ethereum mainnet. It runs on Binance Smart Chain. It runs on Polygon Matic chain. It runs on Avalanche Avax chain, and it runs on as our own blockchain instance. With having our own blockchain instance, then like we do not require our users to pay for the deployment of the non-fungible tokens and transactions of transfer from one user to another user. In addition to this, like we have payments for purchases of 3D NFTs, not only in a single crypto coins, but you, the user, can make purchases and pay for purchases and then receive proceedings from sale in multiple crypto coins. The current choices of crypto coins include Solana Sol, Polygon Matic, Avalanche Avax, and Qcoin, which is a big centralized crypto exchange. They have a coin called KCS. In addition to this method of payment in crypto, we have a second independent and parallel way of buying and selling of 3D NFTs, and it is done entirely in fiat currency. So let's say you're the user, you come to our NFT marketplace, then you browse through the collection of NFTs, you click on one of the 3D NFTs that you actually want to purchase, and you're going to be presented with a drop-down menu which contains selecting between 4 different choices of payment in crypto and 5th choice of paying with fiat currency. So let's say you select paying with fiat currency, then you click on the button to advance next. Then you're going to be presented with a screen where you can enter the number of your debit or credit card, expiration date, CVC, and then you can click on the button and complete the transaction and make a payment. So what is going to happen is there's going to be the payment, which could be different than in fiat currency, different than fiat US dollar. This transaction is going to convert from your national fiat currency to US dollars and deposit it in our bank account. So what is going then to happen is there's going to be a transaction and transfer of the initial ownership from our 3D NFT marketplace to you, and now you become the first user of this 3D NFT. So let's say there's a second user, they come to our 3D NFT marketplace, and let's say you did play with this 3D NFT, and then you decided to put this 3D NFT for sale. You decide on the price you want to get for this 3D NFT, and then you are going to wait for somebody like the second user who comes to this 3D NFT. They browse through the 3D NFTs and they see and like in particular your 3D NFT. So what is going to then to happen is the second user is going to go through the same steps of like he's listening around 11 o'clock, and then they are going to select, go through the screens, make a payment, and what is going to happen is this payment going to be converted in our bank account. We're going to transfer the ownership from you, the first user, to the second user, and then you're going to make a transaction and conversion from US dollars to your national fiat currency and deposit the payment for the sale of the 3D NFT to your bank account. With this said, I am ending talking about this second project. I'd like to talk about the third project, which has a name and a URL called power.arstack.com. In this third project, we are building products based on electric switch, high voltage and high current electric switch, and this product is going to happen in specific users having their own their own electric vehicle, and we estimate that the number of electric vehicles is growing, and at some point it may start exponentially growing. The current way of charging of electric vehicles, it resembles a gas station model where internal combustion engines are going to this gas station, they load fuel, and then they leave. Then, like in the same way, there are a number of places where they are modeled based on the gas station model, and the user of electric vehicle can come to this location. This location has multiple columns and cables to connect to your electric vehicle. So what you're going to do is you're going to identify yourself, then you can start charging, you can stay for a while and then you can leave. But we estimate that the number of this charging station is going to become ultimately insufficient, and we are proposing a new model we call it parking lot model, where a user who is living in a high-rise building, this high-rise building has a ground floor parking lot and maybe multiple underground floors parking lot. So we propose outfitting with products and chargers like ones that we have, and then they can come in the early evening. They can also and they can come in the evening. They can connect electric cable to their vehicle. They can start charging during the evening, the night, and maybe early morning. In the same way, for a user owner of electric vehicle who lives in high-rise building, they may be working with an office building which is also a high-rise building, and this high-rise building has a ground floor parking lot and multiple underground floors parking lots. In the same way, this building can be outfitted with the type of products and chargers that we are making, and the user can connect and charge their vehicle during the morning, during the afternoon, and early evening. With this said, I'm ending this presentation. Thank you for coming, thank you for viewing. Have a nice day, have a nice evening, and goodbye.